Well, it's been more than a few months since I did any work on the railroad, and longer still before I posted any videos. So I figured I'd give you an update as we wind down 2021, and I'm looking forward to getting back into this. So as you can see, I actually put in some ground, painted some roadways, and did some model building. But I really haven't gotten too far. Also, this is a paper clay recipe, and I was trying to spread it out using it as a base to build upon instead of right on top of the pink foam. But in trying to get it smooth and up to the edge of the roadway, I got it too wet, I guess, and it's too thin. It's like 1/8 of an inch thick at most. And as you can see over here, it's separated, cracked, lifted. So I'm going to end up pulling all this up off and just building right on top of the foam, just like everyone else does. I thought I was being smart by half. As you can see, I weathered the roadway, put down some striping on it. It's okay. This is supposed to be a concrete over here. And you can see I just got stuff. I've just been piling stuff on top. I did put together models. This, I think, is a Woodland Scenic model. Still have to finish the gray parts on there, painting. And I got into scratch building. I got this little coal office here, which is a fun build. I forget where it came from now. It's a free download, and it got me interested in scratch building. And I ended up finding Michael Scott's channel, Chandwell Railway, from the UK, and he shows a really neat way to go about scratch building buildings. And I started building the high school that I'm going to use. You can see the interiors here. There's things laying on top of it, so the front facade's a little bent, but the interiors were all done. I'm going to scratch this and start over again. But it was a fun learning process using Inkscape to print this out and construct it out of card. Obviously, I need a little bit more practice at it, but it was a good learning experience, and I think I've got it kind of down now. So, as I said, I'm going to try and build the school again, and I'm starting to work on some buildings for Main Street that'll be scratch built. It's a fun diversion, and Chandwell is a really super detailed railroad, and I mean, the guy's an artist, just about. So, I mean, he does it really well. So I'm going to try and do a lot more of that. I have bought some models from Woodland Scenics, and also Outland models, I think it is. But basically, the Chandwell system is you start off by testing it out using just paper, printing out just a form so you can see how it'll connect together and how it looks and make sure everything's right. That's wrong because I forgot a wall. But then you end up attaching it to card. This is just a soda box. And that way you get a better idea as to how it's going to look, and you can make any last minute changes to the model. And then from there, you start attaching card and cutting out card. I think I went a little extreme. I have like Gothic windows here, which was a real pain in the neck. So I'm going to cut it down to square windows, kind of like this, and use a thicker card than what I've got here. I think this is a 0.5 millimeter card. So it's a little thin. But as I said, I'm going to start working again on the railroad. And I really just wanted to give a brief update, let you know all I'm alive, and going to start working again. I've also been developing some flock for ground cover and stuff like that, and trying a few methods I've seen online. This has to be, this was spread out to dry out, and now it's got to be filtered through. So I've got some coarse turf here that I've made. This is the base grind, kind of like that there, and then it gets sifted through. And I've got containers for a second sift and then a third sift. Also down there I've got some flock debris to serve as like a ground cover for like under trees and things like that. So getting everything prepared. Oh, and here's some more here. Some leaf litter, very fine. That'll be used. A coarse one underneath there. So I had originally thought about using static grass, but I think it would end up being too large on a N scale model. So we'll be using different materials like you're seeing here to cover the scenery. But that'll all come. As I said, I'm going to be pulling up my paper clay base and starting afresh. And I'll try to provide more regular updates now going forward. So thank you all for subscribing and for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.